All right, welcome to the first Mike Talks for a very long time. Jack Post joins me. How have you been, man?
I was under the impression that I was just joining a series that had been ongoing.
No, well, I haven't. So Mike Talks is back. Haven't done it since for a while because of lockdown, because it's hard to do them not in person.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that stuff. Pat's here as well, producer of this show. Hey, Pat.
Hey, what's happening?
Not much, man. If you want to support me and Pat, patreon.com/Radio Mike. Jack's going to sign up straight after this, aren't you, Jack?
I like to do my support just through verbal, like, congratulations. Like, hey, you guys are doing a really good job. Pat, you're improving every week. Mike, you know, there's always room to improve for you too as the host.
Yeah.
But all in all, you guys are doing great, and I don't feel that you need any money from me.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. I mean, like, we're on the verge of, like, collapsing, and, like, we're probably not going to, like, make it past the end of the year, but that's cool, man.
Yeah, but you don't do it for the money, and that's what I love about you guys.
No, of course not.
You actually... I get
But we
the idea.
want money. Like, we do want
we
money.
money.
I definitely get the vibe that you don't do it for money.
No.
We don't do it for money, but we would do it for money.
I would find it disingenuous, I think, to the show if I was to give you money.
Like, it's against our brand.
Yeah, because then you might go like, oh, now maybe we are doing this for the money, and then the whole vibe would change. And
I'll reassure the listeners we're not doing that. So if you do want to give money...
And when you don't have, when you guys, if you really are on the verge of collapse, I think it makes the show more authentic as well. If you just had money and you're like, oh, I drove here in my Lamborghini today, as listeners, we'd be like, what? This, I don't relate to this at all.
Yeah. And your Tesla's parked.
So let's say, what do you ride to work on every day?
So, as I was saying, Mike Talks, we haven't done it for a while. This is the first one back, and I'm gonna change it because I've had heaps of guests on this. Like you've been on.
Show you off. I have heaps of guests on my podcast too.
You've been on it, like friends like Luke Kidgel, Dave Lee, Broden Kelly from Auntie Donna was on one. Mm-hmm. My friend Alice Tovey, she's a comedian. So I had a bunch of guests, Ryan Shelton, whatever. But I think what I'm going to do, like, because I want to do a Mike Talks like every fortnight, and it's like, would you want to be like a recurring Mike Talks guest?
I would love to be on every fortnight.
No, not every fortnight. Like, just like recurring guests. Like,
okay.
Because I felt like I had to get someone new every time, like a normal interview podcast. But I'm like, no, it's just, hey, I'm Mike. I talk sometimes with a mate. Yeah. Pat's here. And that's a real adequate sort of reflection of my life. So what you hear in Mike Talks is really me.
You don't talk to a brand new comedian in real life every week.
No.
So
I talk to you like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I talk to you more than every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but like sometimes you don't answer my calls. Yeah, sometimes you just don't answer. Sometimes Jack, and guys, I'll put Jack's phone number in the description because Jack, this is a great starting point. For the whole time I've known you, and I know you know about this, but the listeners don't.
Yeah.
Pat, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Your phone does this fucking annoying thing.
Yeah, and I just found out what it is, by the way, but explain what it is.
I'll explain it. So you call Jack's phone, and without even ringing, it just goes to the person you were calling is not available.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Then you ring again, and it dials. Yeah. It's so weird and so annoying, and it's just like... Sometimes I get anxiety about if I have to ring you because I just don't want to have to do it. It takes up an extra like 30 seconds of my day that I don't want to waste. And that's been the whole time I've known you.
Yeah.
Explain it.
I found out what it was just recently. This whole time I thought it was a problem with Optus and that my phone was just not working properly because every time someone called, they said, hey, it goes straight to voicemail and then I have to call you again.
Yeah.
What happens is I keep 24/7 my phone on do not disturb mode. Is
that actually why? Because that does block calls.
Yes, I thought
idiot.
do not disturb was just meant it's on silent. It doesn't ring. What do not disturb does is actually block calls. It will let in a second call because what it thinks is like if someone's calling twice, it's an urgent call and it needs to be put through to you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it will send you straight to voicemail. And I have that on all the time because I'd never like my phone ringing, and because working in a radio studio, I'd never want to get to the point where my phone rings in the background.
Yeah.
And it's Mike going like, hey, you never pick up the phone. I'm trying to call you.
Yeah, but like sometimes I'm just like, I have to check on something with Jack, but this process is just excessive.
Why you just ring twice?
No, it's excessive. It's like imagine like knowing, like it's basically like, hey, I need to go down to the milk bar to pick up some milk, but the first time I go, it's always closed, and I have to go back home and then walk back and it's open. That's basically what I have to do. And it's like my brain now, when it sees your name on my phone, is like,
this is weird.
This again.
Well, it's even worse than that because so it's going to automatically block the first call, and then the second call, I'm only going to pick it up if I've got my phone in my hand because it's on silent. So unless most of the time I won't see it, but so the actual chance of getting through to me is like 5-10%.
That's.
Sorry,
I was just going to say that's
ahead.
really funny to know because like I've experienced that too because obviously in the last couple months like I think I'll call Jack about like this TikTok or whatever and then he doesn't pick up. I think he's in the studio, whatever, he's busy. But then like
I'll just clarify as well. Pat edits my TikToks because it would be funny if just Pat was like, "Hey, I got to call you about TikTok. Have you seen it? It's fucking cool, man. There's cool people to follow. You'll like cool trends that you can jump on. Anyway, I thought you'd like to know. Bye."
Yeah, like the TikTok 10. That's cool. It's like this guy that does a quiz show. There's like some girls just like do like really revealing like body stuff that's hot.
And if you keep watching those, then TikTok like gives you
Keeps
more
giving
of
you-
that.
so
So
you just-
if you like big titties, you probably
Like-
see more and more.
If you like seeing girls, just keep liking the videos of girls. You will see every single girl on TikTok. You will see.
Anyway, couldn't get through you, but I'm glad I could leave this on your message bank. Bye-bye.
Can we actually do, like, you can say no to this. Can we give one lucky winner of this podcast your phone number? Just like, let's set a challenge and one lucky listener gets your phone number.
Yeah, but they can't abuse it, one. Like, they can't just put it on Twitter or something like that. No, everyone.
should they have to sign an NDA?
No, I think we could trust them.
You can't publicize it in any way, but they're allowed to text you. Like they're
allowed
to
to text me.
Hey Jack, look, not abusing it. Loved you on Hamish Andy this week.
Yep. Cool. So it's like...
But every message you send to Jack, you have to be like, hey Jack, it's the lucky winner here. Loved your stuff on Christian O'Connell.
And I don't expect a reply, but just wanted to let you know I love Hamish and Andy.
So Jack doesn't have to reply to you. In fact, it'd be great to come back to this in a year and just see Jack's phone with like every week there's a blue bubble. There's a blue bubble text. Oh,
no grey bubble back.
Yeah. The other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack can just show us his phone in a year, and every week there's because this is what. It's not fair if you're just going to call and text Jack every day. He's famous. He doesn't have time for that. But if you just want to once a week send Jack, hey Jack, look, just wondering, are you into footy?
Yeah.
Right? And Jack doesn't have to reply.
I might. If it catches my interest, like, hey, did you watch Squid Game? Yeah, I just finished it. So that's actually interesting to me right now. I might reply.
Might engage with it. But
if it's something I don't care about at all, then I might just leave it blank. But that, coming into it, that might happen. That's not me being rude.
Yeah, so the prize, just so it's clear, the prize isn't that now you have unlimited access to Jack. It's just that the prize is you get to know what Jack's phone number is, and you're allowed to use that however you want as long as you don't publicize it, but you can't expect anything else from Jack.
Yeah, I think it should be... You can text me as much as you'd text one of your good friends. So you wouldn't bombard them with hundreds of messages a day, but every now and again you might text them and go, hey, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And sometimes, like for me, often, like I have friends who are like, you never reply to my texts. And then I show them my phone and I've got like 84 texts because I just suck at replying to texts, right? So even with my good friends, here's what I always say. A good friend is someone you can not see for a year, and then you see them, you pick back right where you left off. Now, ironically, the winner of the competition, you can't pick back up from anywhere because you've never actually met Jack, but it's sort of like, just use that analogy.
Okay, I really like it. How do they enter and how do you win?
I don't know. Pat, do you have anything, just any words spring
Maybe
to
we
mind?
could do like a Saturday Disney style like art competition.
Like, so what do you send in?
You send like
a painting.
Like I did as a kid, a picture of a Ribena berry to win a Ribena pack from I guess it was Saturday Disney.
Saturday
or
Ribena.
Cheese TV.
Oh, guys, it's Saturday Ribena. We've got all your Ribena cartoons. Ribena Berries, House of Ribena. It's all your favourite Ribena characters. We show cartoons of them here.
I would love to enter the competition with your picture of a Ribena berry.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. No, but it should be a Ribena Berry and Jack. So it's like you're the Ribena Berry and then Jack as well because in
I was sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, like, maybe, like, you know how, like, if you, like, enter, like, a short film festival, it's like, you have to incorporate something in this. So, like, obviously, you don't just, like, submit, like, an old thing that you did years ago. So it's like,
okay.
It's like,
so it's like the Ribena berry doesn't have to be the prominent thing. You just have to include Ribena in some way.
Maybe, like, Jack is a Ribena berry. Maybe, like, it's a Ribena berry in, like, a field of... Not that, like, it could be like anything.
Because, like, for example, in grade 5, and Jack, you always say I have a great memory of things that happened at school.
Yeah, I could bet you could name your whole grade 5 class.
First and second name. I absolutely could, yeah. But in grade 5, there was this competition, this school competition that was called My Pet and Me. You had to draw a picture of you with your pet. And look, not going to brag, came third. Right?
Oh, I didn't know you had a pet. I always saw you as like a family that didn't want to have any pets.
No, we had a pet cat. Its name was Misty, named after the gym leader from Pokemon, Misty, who is a main character in the show.
Yep.
And now, most people...
Why'd you name the cat after Misty?
I don't know. I think my dad named it. He was really into
He
Pokemon.
loved Pokemon. He loved water Pokemon.
I think he just knew we liked Pokemon and just called it Misty instead of... Yeah, anyway. And it was also a boy cat, so it didn't really make sense. Misty the boy cat, named after the water type gym leader from Pokemon Red version. And so anyway, most boring people in the class would just draw, here's me at home with my dog. Now... First place, can't remember second place. Admittedly, that's a gap in my memory. First place, Fraser Moy, good friend of mine, drew a picture of him with his finger inside a fish tank, right? And instead of his pet goldfish, he drew it as a pet piranha that was biting off his finger. First place. Me, third place, instead of doing my pet cat, drew a picture of me as like a Tarzan-like jungle boy riding on a tiger. Third place. Still have the trophy. I'll bring it in next time. I was at Mum and Dad's on the weekend and I saw it.
Okay, but I feel like you and Fraser didn't really follow the only direction, which was draw a picture of you and your pet.
Yeah, but it was the creativity that counted.
They should stress that in the rules.
Can I actually tell another story related to this exact thing from grade 5? So, after we all got our trophies, well, you know, obviously Fraser Moy got his trophy, I got mine, right?
What was the trophy?
Just a trophy, my pet and me.
Wow.
Yeah, I've still got it. Like I said, I'll bring it in.
You go to a nice school, you get a trophy for colouring in.
So, no, it wasn't just us. It was like a school-wide, it was like a primary schools in Victoria competition.
You came third against other schools.
In the whole
Statewide?
Done.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, and if this teacher is listening to this, I'm sorry, I'm about to expose you because I think about this all the time. So we all were like going out to play like sport or something and we had to leave our school bags outside the classroom on the floor. And I had my trophy in my bag and I said to this teacher, I don't want to leave the trophy in my bag on the floor because if someone like walks past and like steps on my bag, it's going to break. And she's like, nah, it'll be fine. Come back to class after playing sport, open my bag, the trophy's snapped in half. She sends me to the principal to ask him for a replacement trophy, right? And I say to the principal, hey, like someone stepped on my bag and the trophy's broken. The principal says to me, well, Michael, you've got to take better care of these things. And I just wanted to be like, hey, mate, fuck you. I fucking did. I told the fucking teacher that I didn't want to keep it there, but she made me. So get me a fucking replacement trophy. And he did.
Well done.
I was so pissed off.
What was it? A little statue of a man and a pet?
No, it's like, I think it's just like the most generic trophy you can get from that
a
trophy
guy
shop.
bowling.
The guy with a cricket bat.
Got it from an op shop, just like replace the plaque.
Because you know, there's a trophy shop in Ascot Vale that Hamish Blake gets all the trophies for that he makes up for the show. I'm pretty sure it's from that trophy shop. That's such a weird shop. Like, it's just on the corner of a main road in Ascot Vale, and it's just like trophies, and it's huge. I'm just like, how often are people getting trophies?
Yeah, we had a trophy when I was in high school for volleyball, and it was like, you know, you could get this statue trophies, and then there's like a little plastic man on the top.
Yeah.
But then they went through like this phase of making like glass sculptures, and then the trophy was engraved into the glass. Did you ever have anything like that?
Nah.
It also reminds me of like awards night for like corporations and industry. Like if you work at a paper merchant and you win something, they might give you a bit of glass and then engrave on it. But this had engraved in the back of it was a volleyball, but it looked exactly like if you tipped it upside down, the back of the volleyball was concave, so it looked like exactly like an ashtray.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And then we all smoked and used it. No, we didn't. I just realized the story was shit.
Okay, so the circling back to the competition, you know, similar to My Pet and Me, the point I was trying to make was you don't have to take it literally. So you have to draw Jack and Ribena in some creative way. I will choose the winner. Do I choose the winner or do you want? Okay.
No, you can choose it. And how do they submit it?
Oh, that's what I was going to say, because like what Saturday Disney used to do is they used to say like, send it to our PO box, and they always used to say at the end, and make sure you make a copy for yourself because we can't send it back to you. So should we do the same thing?
It's just like, why can't you send it back? Like, you have my return address. Is it just? It sounds.
We can't.
Kind of sounds like.
Remember when we tried and we just couldn't.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like you can't be bothered.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's different.
You could. You just put it back in and write the address. Like
Shelley Craft's just in the studio, just like, I got to send another.
It probably costs like $2.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to all this effort. I'd like if I'm not going to win the prize, I'd like it back at least.
The other disclaimer they always had was, please keep a copy for yourself because we can't send it back, and get your mum and dad's permission before entering the competition. So please, everybody, if you're going to enter this Ribena competition, get mum and dad's permission.
Signed permission.
Yeah.
And no, you don't have to, because people might not do it then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we want to imagine. We do want to
somebody listening to this podcast.
Okay, bonus points if they do that.
Like up all night, like with their purple pencil coloring in their Ribena, and then I'm on top, like writing the Ribena, and then they're like, got to get mum and dad's permission. Nah, I can't be fucked.
You know what would be funny? Because it's like, get your mum and dad's permission. So imagine if they were like on Saturday Disney, like, all right, and the winner, it would have been this one. Didn't get his mum's permission. Tears it up and just chucks it. So we've given it to Timmy from Croydon instead. Well done, Timmy. We can't send it back, so we're just going to tear it up anyway. It's terrible.
Did you guys ever enter or win any of those kind of TV competitions?
Like, for me, not for Saturday Disney, but I sent one in for, I think it was either K-Zone, Mania, Crash, like one of those like kiddie magazines. Yeah. And it was for this like Club Penguin thing, because I was famously Mike.
Do you know Club Penguin?
No, I've heard you talk about it, but
I was obsessed with Club Penguin.
Oh yeah,
explain it quickly.
It was like an online like virtual game, like a multiplayer thing. Like you were a penguin, you could dress yourself, you could play games together, earn coins, you could like socialize. It was like a really fun thing, and it shut down like 4 or 5 years ago.
Was it like Second Life? Was that computer game where you become like you live your whole life in a computer game?
That's not like that.
A lot less complicated
Imagine
than that.
like it's like you create a penguin
like The Sims for penguins.
Kind of, but like not the same. It's like
you grew up in a different generation, Grandpa. Like you just don't get it.
We had Snake.
It's kind of like Snake. Like you can move up, left, down, and right, but there's a bit more to it. Actually, in Club Penguin, can you move in 8 directions or just like up, down, left, right? Like, is it a grid or do you have free? Like,
can you move diagonally?
Yeah,
I think you can, because like obviously like wherever you click like on the world, like on like the map, it's like that's where your penguin will go to, and like on the keyboard you could hit like up, down, left, right, and they would sit down and they would go in that direction. But you could also do like corners, so like upper left, like towards like the top, and but you couldn't do that on the keyboard. You could only do that through like the little bar at the bottom.
Okay.
So like, you could.
I've lost interest.
But anyway,
I can't believe how much detail. I was actually hoping that you didn't jump in just to see how much detail you give us about the movement properties of Club Penguin.
all I wanted to know was like, Anyway,
it was a game.
like, can you move diagonally?
Like
Yes,
in
yes or
Pokemon,
no?
Pokemon
Yeah.
Game Boy, you could only move up, down, left, right.
It's a grid, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the newer ones, you can go all around.
It was pretty much like that, but like
with like what?
Which one?
one?
Which one?
I thought you were the ones who want me to wrap it up.
No, which one? Could you only
Just
move it?
no, stop. In Club Penguin, can you move diagonally? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Don't-
No,
it looks like you're thinking about it.
I don't know how to answer it.
Yes or no? Can you move diagonally?
If you play Club Penguin, you know this. Like,
Yeah,
do I
but
need
we
to
don't.
bring it up?
You do.
Like, look,
Can you move diagonally? You
diagonally?
said you loved the game. You even want
yes,
to
you can.
Thank
Okay,
you,
well, that's
thank
all
you.
we wanted to know.
Thank you.
That's all we wanted to know. Jesus Christ.
All right, and so you want a prize?
no, I didn't. I almost won a prize. And, I did this like it was either like a drawing or like a coloring in thing, and like 9-year-old me was like, yeah, this is good, and I submitted it, and then later in the day I realized, oh shit. So basically, like, you had to like snip something out of the magazine and put it in the envelope. So it's like, oh, they bought the magazine. They've got something knowing like, yes, they bought the magazine, and obviously we got money, so we can send him like, this thing.
Yep.
And I really
What were they afraid of? That people would go to the shops, like go to supermarkets, write down all the details of the competition, not buy the magazine, then enter without having purchased the magazine. Like, the fact that they're putting that in place means that they thought that was a risk on a large scale.
Yeah, there's like all these, like that, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cheating scandal. Like, there's like this systematic group of kids who are trying to cheat the system just to enter the Club Penguin competition. Right,
but
Pat?
yeah, but basically I forgot to include that little snippet in, so I was like, oh crap, I'll never hear back, and I never did.
Did you take a photo of it? Because they can't send it back.
No, I that thought didn't occur to me.
Lost
so,
forever now.
Yeah,
in the
it's-
desk of Mr. Club Penguin's drawer.
Mr.
next to his
Penguin's
computer.
drawer, yeah. I actually know, like, I still remember like the name of like the founder of like the company.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What's his name?
His name's Lane Merrifield. Like, he didn't create the game, but like he was like the business dude behind it. And now he's on the Canadian version of Shark Tank.
Ah, cool.
Oh, cool.
Penguin Tank. Hey, so that's the competition. That's
Yep.
it. You win Jack's phone number, whatever. Before we were doing the pod, we were laughing because I don't know if you were laughing at this, but I was sort of being like, imagine if like we had like, hey, call us up and ask for advice, and I created this character who's like, hey guys, my name's Garen. I'm from California. Jack, this is a question for Jack. my wife's pregnant.
All
Do you
right,
have any?
let's do it like this then. Let's do it like this. Pretend, so for people listening, it could sound real.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're throwing to it now, like, oh, I'm going to press the button for our first voicemail.
And then do I just do it?
Then you
Alright,
just
I'll
jump
just
in.
press the button for our first voicemail. Beep. Hey guys, my name's Garen. I'm from California. I've caught every episode so far, so thanks so much for all the hours of entertainment. This is a question for Jack. My wife's 6 months pregnant. What's the best way to support your wife and be a good dad before your baby's even born? Thanks, guys, and thanks for all the laughs. This is Garen from California. I'm 34. So Garen's left that message for us, Jack.
Thanks, Garen, and thanks for supporting the pod for so many years.
Jump on the Patreon if you want, but
Yeah.
we're not doing it for the money, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we find ourselves in a really similar position. I'm 33 and my wife is...
Nice, I'm 34.
is
Wait, Garen's the voice message is still going, and he's responding almost exactly to what you're saying. I like guitars. Oh, cool, Garen. What else are you into? That's all.
I just want to say one thing about Club Penguin. I actually don't think you can move diagonally.
Also, I've submitted my Ribena drawing. Thanks, I'm 34. Cool. Well, that's
All right, Garen, well,
so-
thanks again. Do you
No
want me to
worries,
answer the
guys.
question?
Yeah, if you could answer that first question, that'd be good.
Yeah, well, my wife is pregnant as well, and I find you can support her just by being there for her when she's feeling sick.
I've already tried being there for her, especially when she's sick, so I'm really running out of ideas.
All right, well, maybe
No, you can't say all right, because You're not. This is still the message. He can't hear you yet.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry.
you're almost
I'm not
like
talking back
responding to him. Yeah,
It's
yeah. You're not
so
talking back to
believable
him.
that I can't.
This is just the audio's still going because
Yep.
there's still a bit on it. So.
All right. Well, Garen, I know you can't hear this until.
Also, I know you're probably wondering where Garen originates from. Well, I come from a long line of Garens. My dad was Garen, and my grandfather was Garen, and his grandfather was Garrett. So it's just kind of trickled down from there. Also, I've seen Fraser Moy's submission to the My Pet and Me. That was a really good one with the piranha. I'm glad he won first place. Anyway, if you have any advice for your wife, let me know. Jack, did you have any advice?
He wants advice for my wife.
I think he was saying
He
for your wife.
misspoke.
Yeah, he misspoke. Sorry, guys, I just misspoke. What I meant was for my wife, and for wives all over that are pregnant.
Yeah, you just got to do your best to support him, cook dinner and that sort of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Clean up around the house.
Nice. Is that what you wanted, Garen? Thanks, guys. I'm looking forward to hearing your answers. Oh, see, it was just pre-recorded.
You know what I thought you were going to say when you were talking about before we started recording? Something happened. The beanbag.
Yeah.
So you're currently dusted all over your t-shirt in my dog's dog hair.
Yeah.
Because when Pat was getting here, you said, as soon as he knocked on the door, you said, I'm going to go hide.
Yeah.
And then you ran to the back of the house and...
Sort of in the direction to the room we're in now.
Yeah.
Right?
You hid yourself under a beanbag.
So basically, like, I was looking around... It's like, where could I hide and, just do a cheeky, like, jump out and scare Pat, And I said, tell Pat I'm not here yet. And so I see this beanbag.
Why would I just say nothing? Instead, like, hey, Mike's not here yet.
Don't go looking for him under stuff.
Don't be trying to be aware of his presence anywhere because he's not here.
And so I, like, look around. There's a beanbag and it's like a big beanbag. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could probably like just fit under that beanbag and it would still be like touching the floor with me under it. So I sit under the beanbag and I'm like, this is never going to work because it does, like, I'm like lifting the beanbag. So I imagine it almost looked like it was hovering off the floor.
With legs.
And then you and Pat just walk straight past the beanbag. You come into this room and then Pat comes back out and I scare him and it's all successful, right, Pat?
Yeah, it was successful. Yeah.
Were you scared?
It was a successful. I can't speak. No, it was just more like what the fuck?
No, you were scared.
No,
you were like
that's definitely an over exaggeration. I wasn't like scream scared, but it was just like, oh, what the fuck?
yeah, but that's being scared.
I think
Is it?
I think Pat's trying to act too macho. I think you were more scared than what you're saying.
Yeah, you were.
Look, I mean, no
Don't
one,
try and show off to the
no
listeners,
one
Pat.
outside of us was here to witness it. So it's like really like who you?
Yeah, but it's 2 against 1. That's how the courts of law work. 2 against 1.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah, I'll be the first witness on the stand. And what did Pat say when he saw Mike jump out behind the beanbag?
That sounds pretty believable. Pat,
Second witness?
So, and then what would you say, Pat?
I need a lawyer.
No, what did you say? What did you say? when you
Already
saw-
on the stand.
You're on the stand.
You're already
You're on the stand.
You should have got a lawyer way before trial even commenced.
Fuck. Okay. I don't know. Like, so wait. What am I trying to say?
So you're doing your reaction.
Yeah,
to
what
me jumping
in
out of the
your
beanbag.
truth, what happened on the day of October, whatever day it is?
Well, Your Honor, I walked in. I went to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I walked outside of the studio, and Mike did a bit of a scare with the beanbag when covered in Luna's dog hair, and my reaction was as followed. Oh.
No, it was definitely it was not
wasn't
that.
like
2
that.
against 1.
It wasn't
and,
like that.
and one more question, Pat. A reminder: you're under oath. Can you move diagonal in Club Penguin? It's a simple question.
yes or no answer.
It will suffice.
Your Honor, if you just-
Garen's from before seem to think that you can't. And I think I trust Garen at this
Yeah.
stage more than you.
Actually, I think we have one more message from Garen. He's submitted his witness testimony through voicemail.
Yeah.
Garen, when you saw Pat get scared from Mike under the beanbag, what did it sound like? Playing the message now.
Hey guys, it's Garen. I'm 34 and I'm from. Oh, you've played the other one from before.
Sorry, there you go. Playing Garen's witness testimony now.
Hey guys, it's Garen. I'm 34 from California. Just saying this again in case you didn't get round to my first one. When Mike jumped out of the beanbag, Pat was like, "Ah!" Thanks, guys, and Jack, keep on fighting the good fight. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means?
Oh, he just means like when your wife is pregnant, every day is a battle.
For you or for her?
No, between the two of you. Like,
So what's the good fight?
the good fight is like from the guy's point of view. It's like,
Yeah.
don't just because she's pregnant and she's like, oh, this is so hard. I'm pregnant. I feel sick. You got to stand up for yourself and go like, hey, I'm tired too. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm tired too.
Yeah, okay.
So just stand your ground.
Well, so lockdown's over. How have
Yeah.
you felt? Did you do anything on the weekend?
Nothing exciting, sadly. Did you?
Okay, cool. Well, that's it.
No, I didn't. I didn't like book any restaurants, book any pubs or anything like that. Bianca wanted to go to a cafe Sunday morning at 10:30, and I
Yeah.
said, "No way, that would be packed."
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, so
My
we sat at home.
my mum and dad came to my house because like they haven't been to the house because we moved in during lockdown.
Yep.
My dad is just like, he's so like he just never gives you anything positive. It's like, Dad, what do you think of the house? Yeah. It's just like, it's like, oh yeah, I love it. It's really nice. And then like he walked into my room and I'm like, oh, what do you think? He's like, I'm just surprised it's so clean. And just stuff like that. Like,
that is my dad exactly. When I told Mum we were pregnant, she cried, actually bawled crying, right?
Yeah.
With happiness. When we told my dad, we were
are
playing.
you sure it wasn't sadness? Like, Jack, no, you're not ready. You're not ready. We can't do this. Don't do it.
Dad said, so Bianca and I are both there, and Mum goes like, when are you going to tell him? So we're like, all right. Dad, Bianca's pregnant. We're having a baby. That's good news.
Hey,
And
that's good.
then the next time he came over, Mum made him apologise to Bianca.
What did he say?
Well,
Hey,
you can tell that-
I've been doing a lot of thinking. You're right. It isn't good news. It's bad news, and I'm so sorry.
You can tell that Mum had forced him to do it because next time he saw Bianca, he's like, you know what? I said I was probably a little bit underwhelming last time I saw you about the pregnancy, and it really is great news, and I'm so happy and I'm very excited.
But he's already got a grandchild, doesn't he? Because your brother has a.
Yeah, but he can still be excited.
It's like, oh, we done that.
We already got one. Yeah, but Dad, this will be my first child. What about your brother's boy? We already have one.
No, it's
Not
like,
interested.
it's like, hey, me and Bianca are having a baby. All right, I had 4.
yeah.
Who cares?
Big deal.
I've got 4. Big deal. All right, wake me up
That
when you got 5.
that was ages ago.
Ages ago.
No, you're just having your child now.
When were you born? That's when I had my first child. Idiot. Come back to me when you come back to me when it's born. Do you think when you're a dad, and this could be you, which sucks. I'm sorry to hear this, but I think when you're a dad, I think being a dad sucks all your time away.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
what I'm worried about.
You just become a profoundly negative person.
Yeah, I'm actually worried about that. It's like, why is it a coincidence that all dads are kind of just grumpy and like upset with the world?
Yeah.
There must be a reason. And I reckon parenthood has something to do with it. Like
Yeah.
our dads could have been lively, energetic, optimistic people in their youth before we came along, but something sucked that out of them.
And I think it's just like, maybe not you because like you're really wealthy, but like more like, you know,
I'm
middle class.
I'm
kind
middle
of-
class.
Oh no,
I'm middle class.
Oh, yeah.
I
All
can't-
these like middle class butlers with their Teslas and like, oh, we just bought our fucking our little cottage in the country. Middle class dads because they just have to start working to support their kids, and they're like, oh, my life is now just this.
Yeah.
And now,
which
yeah.
would suck. Like I think of my dad working
Well,
every
you're lucky
day
you're bloody wealthy.
in a.
There you go.
No, Pat, what do you say?
What?
Do you think
I'm middle class?
I mean, like, you guys got to realize I'm like, there's like 2 of my bosses right now. Like,
so let me speak for you, Pat. I think there's a very clear, I think even the listeners know that there's a very clear kind of hierarchy in this room of how much money everyone in here earns. So I think,
But that's only because I'm older. By the
Pat-
time you guys are my age, you have like, you might own property and you'll own a car.
Pat's 20. He earns
21, thank you.
probably earns the least. Like Not that you don't earn much,
he's
but
just
you
started working.
probably earn the least. Then there's me. I earn probably just a little bit more than Pat. And then there's like you up here who earns like, 7 figures from the radio show.
When I
Didn't deny it. Didn't deny it.
I don't earn 7 figures. Definitely
He
not.
earns 8.
A Tesla, while it is a nice car, it's actually not crazy expensive when you deduct the amount of petrol you save on over a 10-year span. So say I have this car for 10 years. If you spend $100 a week on petrol, $5,000 a year, that's 50 grand. So deduct that from a Tesla. It's like,
Do you reckon you spend $5,000 a year on petrol?
mate,
Because my tank costs like $65 to fill up, and I reckon I fill it once a fortnight.
that's very efficient of you.
Thanks, man.
I don't think the average person would say that. And it's been lockdown as well, so you haven't been going anywhere.
Send in a voicemail like Garen. Garen, what do you have to say? Hey guys, I drive a Tesla and Jack is upper class. I'm 34 and I'm from California. That's good. Thanks, Garen. Thanks for weighing in. So you guys, if you want to be like Garen, you can message in anytime.
But by the time you're my age, we're 6 years apart, are we? 5
I think
years
we're
apart?
8 years apart.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
I thought you were 27.
I will be in December.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
So 7 years apart. By the time you're my age, you will be making the same amount of money as me.
I doubt it.
So it's not a wealth gap. It's just an age gap.
Yeah, it's just an age gap.
Yeah.
8 years.
Especially with all your stocks. Have you told the listeners about your Flight Centre stocks?
They're doing really well. So I was trying to get everyone during COVID. Actually, this is not a joke. Guess who the person was that convinced me to buy into Flight Centre stocks?
Your dad. I thought you told me.
Fraser Moy.
Why did you lie and tell us all it was your dad?
It wasn't my dad. My dad told me to buy Combank shares.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Fraser
it. Sorry.
Moy. I reckon a year ago to the day, possibly, I had breakfast in Abbotsford with Fraser Moy.
Yep.
Who,
And you got to trust Fraser Moy because remember, this guy's a winner. He's got that big trophy from
My
the pet competition.
and Me 2005 competition. He won. So yeah, you do trust him. And he was like, hey, invest in Flight Centre. I said, why? He's like, because it's down. And when COVID ends and everyone's traveling again, where are they going to go? Flight Centre.
So, well, most people will probably go on the internet and just book it themselves.
That's true.
Yeah, it'll probably be doing better than before. But so is it starting to explode?
Not really. I think it's up $2 from what I bought it at.
Yeah, but if you got 10,000 shares, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't. But I also bought Qantas for the same reason.
Yeah.
Like, because I just thought,
How's that going?
Yeah, Qantas is up as well. So now we're going to do Mike's Sorry, Pat.
No, I just wanted to say, I didn't want to get political in here, but Clive Palmer just sold all of his Qantas shares because Qantas have brought out the mandatory vaccine policy.
What's the deal with Clive Palmer and his political party, right? So last time there was an election, was it May 2019?
Yeah.
The Clive Palmer United Party didn't win any seats. Universal loss across the board.
And he spent millions of dollars.
60 million.
Probably
Actually, let me look up how much he spent.
I think you're right, Pat. I think it was 60 million.
I think Garen's got it. Hey guys, I just wanted to actually ask how much Clive Palmer. So he didn't actually know. So Pat, you might have to. Right. Sorry, I thought Garen because I just remember Garen.
Yeah,
Clive
that was just labelled as Garen, Clive Palmer,
Yeah,
and we didn't know it was a question.
Yeah. Guys, we still want more voice messages on the show.
Yeah, no, I was correct. 60 million.
$60 million.
So he lost a waste of $60 million, didn't win a seat, and now I see billboards again for the Clive Palmer United
Party. Yeah, there's one in North Melbourne, that I drive past on the way home.
He's going again.
Yeah.
You got to admire the balls on a complete
loser,
devastating loss.
Yeah.
There's nothing even to grasp at and go at least we won that North Queensland seat. Nothing and go, but this time,
we'll do it again.
this time I'm going to be Prime Minister of Australia.
And it's it's not even so for people who don't know, Clive Palmer, he's isn't he a billionaire?
Yeah, a mining magnate.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of money, but his party, his whole thing is freedom.
He's worth 13 billion Australian.
$13 billion.
Now, see, that's upper class.
No, that's super class.
Oh yeah.
It's like it goes lower, middle, upper, then like upper plus, and then super,
Yeah.
and then God tier.
God tier.
God tier, yeah. The God tier is like Elon Musk and
Bezos.
Bill Gates and
Yeah.
Bezos, yeah. That's pretty much it. But yeah, so his whole thing is like freedom Australia.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But what is his
Wait, what is
like
that?
why would you vote? There's no clear messaging. Like, you know, at least Pauline Hanson has clear messaging. She's
Yeah.
she's a racist.
Yeah, but if that's you and you want to vote for a racist, then you know what to vote for. With
Yeah.
Clive Palmer United, I don't even really know what it is. It just on the billboards it says like Liberal and Labor have been going on too much like this. Like what? Like
Yeah.
what? What do you do? What are you going to do when you're Prime Minister?
Yeah. Clive Palmer. We'll get him on the show. We'll ask him.
He left a message. Just
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, it's Garen again. I just wanted to know, are you thinking of going to do anything next weekend now that lockdown's over in Australia? And make sure you vote for Clive Palmer in the next election.
Thanks, Garen. You don't even vote. So
He
what?
became a bit Donald Trump-esque at the end there.
I know. What the hell? Garen Trump.
Yeah, so what's everybody doing on the weekend? You guys start.
Pat?
Yeah, well, for me, so it's funny because I've been visiting my partner who lives in Geelong for like the last couple months.
Yeah.
And they've been out of like lockdown. Like they've had a couple lockdowns here and there, but very short.
Also, I assume that like Geelong doesn't have the internet because Pat is meant to be making TikToks for me once a week, and every time he's down at Geelong, he's like, "I'll be down at Geelong."
You do that. It's like Geelong is like your excuse to not do work. Like, hey guys, I'm going to Geelong.
So like, I'll be incommunicado.
They don't work there. So
The thing is, like,
every day is a day off in Geelong.
it's because like obviously like I'm going to spend like the weekend with like my partner, and obviously like being a freelancer, like you know you don't have any like set like days. You kind of just work whenever. And, like
Yeah, it's
like
good. We get it, man. We were just joking. You started getting really sincere there. Like, no, it's just, you know, I just want quality time with
only
my
see her
partner.
once every 2 weeks.
No, we get it. It's okay. It's okay. You do whatever.
I think I need to look up
Please
what sarcasm.
enjoy your time in Geelong.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
But what I think I'm going to go to the movies. I really want to go.
Is
see
the
a
movies
movie
back this week?
from the weekend?
What are you going to say?
Either No Time to Die with James Bond, or no,
He's great.
James Bond, No Time to Die with Daniel Craig, rather, or Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings.
Don't know that.
Marvel
I
movie.
don't know.
Marvel movie.
I don't know. It's the new Marvel movie.
Oh, Eternals.
No, Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. So if I wanted to see Eternals, I just would have said Eternals because they're different movies.
That scoff from Pat was like he was disgusted there. I thought Eternals was Shang-Chi and the 5 Rings.
No, but like if I was, but why?
Because they all have like multiple names. It's like,
yeah.
the Avengers, the Avengers Endgame, Avengers and the Schoolyard Dog.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
No, Shang-Chi's like a martial arts superhero who he's actually the first Asian on-screen superhero in history, I think. Is that right?
On like film?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like the only like recent like any kind of representation I can think of was Invincible.
Oh,
But that's a
the
TV show,
animated-
not- yeah,
the
not
animated
like-
one. Yeah,
not-
I think like live
yeah.
action. And Ronnie Cheng's in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But he's not the main guy.
No, he's not Shang-Chi.
Who's Shang-Chi?
I don't know. Look it up, Pat. Who is it?
The lead is I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm gonna come across as Simu Lao.
Oh yeah, I think that's
I hope I pronounced that right.
sort of right. But yeah, that's what I'd want to see.
Do you go to the movies on your own or do you always go with a friend?
Nah, I'll always go with a friend.
I go to the movies by myself and I actually enjoy them
Why?
because I don't like that feeling of when you take a friend to the movies and you're worried about whether they're enjoying it, especially if it's your pick.
Yeah. Like if we went to see Shang-Chi and it was like obvious that you're like, this isn't Eternals. What the heck? This is not it.
This would be Eternals.
2 hours.
And you get, I don't know, I just like the idea of like you get your popcorn, you get your drink, like you go to the back corner by yourself.
Well, that's the thing. Like I watch movies at home by myself.
Lame.
Why is that lame?
No, that's fine.
Ah, cool. But it's like, I think that's right. Like, why is the movies like considered a thing you do with people when it's like
Because the only part you can share with somebody is walking into the cinema and walking out again.
Yeah.
And I don't even like that part. I like to process whether I liked a movie or not. I don't like as soon as you push out the door into the light and they're like, oh, what'd you think of the movie?
I don't fucking know. I just saw it.
I like to process how I feel about a movie before I give you my thoughts on it. So I end up always going like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And they're like, are you angry at me?
Yes.
We haven't talked about the movie at all. No, I'm just trying to process it. Would you want to see No Time to Die? Not with me, just generally.
Yeah, I probably would, although I haven't seen a lot of the most recent Bond movies. The last one I think I saw was Casino Royale.
Oh, okay. And all right, so just before we finish up, so
Yep.
when does radio end this year for you?
December 3.
Cool. And so what are you going to do with you're on next year? Any big ideas for Christian's show next year?
Do you care? Or
Yeah.
This feels like you just don't have anything else to ask me.
No, I'm curious.
Big ideas for next year.
Because you've been the number one show for like 3 years now.
Well,
Do you reckon
not that long.
do you reckon you'll be like, oh, let's just go number 2 this year?
Yeah. Take the foot
Let's
off
just
the gas,
take it
guys.
one crank down. Because the beauty is, if we're number 2, we don't have to work as hard as number 1, but we still make money, right?
Do you like having a birthday in December when everybody's on holidays, or does it annoy you because you know at a workplace people might do a cake, or even
Yeah.
at school you do a cake, but because you have a late in the year birthday, people are on holidays?
In grade 2, my birthday's December 12th. In grade 2, we had to do like Christmas carols at school, and it was on December 12th, my birthday, and I cried because I was like, this fucking sucks. It's my birthday and I have to be here at school singing Joy to the World, you know?
Yeah, but like, what did you want them to take the whole day off just to celebrate you?
No, I just didn't want to go to the Christmas carols.
But you love that sort of stuff, singing in carols.
Not
like,
on my birthday.
I kind of feel like that's right up your alley. Like,
Nah, my ideal birthday is just I don't have to see anyone and I just do whatever I want all day.
no, see, I reckon you think that. I actually had a birthday like that where I was like, I don't want to see anyone. I'm just going to like free the whole day and I'm just going to have it for myself. And I did it. And by 10 a.m. I was like, this is so lonely. And I actually feel like it's not my birthday because nothing's happened.
Also, you didn't answer the question about Christian O'Connell. You
I
just
don't
started
know. It's
asking.
just radio type ideas.
Like, what names 2?
I actually don't know. Like, we don't think that far ahead. Yeah.
Would you do like, hey guys, babysit my baby for a day? For one day, she's your baby.
It's a boy.
Oh, for one day, he's your baby.
But is that a prize somebody wants to win? Not really. It's
Yeah,
more.
because then they have your baby for a day and they can be like, oh, we're going to like take you to Kmart and like buy it stuff and pretend it's our baby.
No, I feel like the kind of person who want to win that prize is not the kind of person you want to leave your baby with.
Yeah. All right.
Try and think of a great radio idea for next year that you do on a breakfast show, both of you.
Right now.
Yeah.
I think guess someone's name. Like you call up and I guess your name. I think that's pretty original.
Is that a joke?
No, that's
Didn't you used to do that on Luke and Lewis?
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
I wasn't sure if you knew. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you knew. Pat, your turn.
Probably send in a Club Penguin drawing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well send in.
Well, sort of winding down now. Not because of
send-
you, Pat, just like the
Send
general
in your
vibe.
Ribena picture of Jack to Winnie's phone number, and we'll be back hopefully soon for the
Yeah.
follow up.
On the next episode, win my baby for a day.
See you guys.
But I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed you were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time, you were attached to string.